It's open. Hey, we're on.
Hey.
So I think now we're live on the YouTube. So this is the first attempt. Hi, welcome to the Rocky Mountain Compassionate Communication Network live stream for YouTube. And we're also here on Zoom as well. Today we're talking to Kathy Ziola, who is one of our RMCCN original co-founders, and she was around a lot, and she's been around a lot. She's a certified NVC trainer, and she's releasing her book today. Hold up your book, Kathy.
Yeah.
um, and we'll talk
Woo-hoo.
more about that. But just we're here to basically celebrate somebody who's in community and that that we like, and we wanted to celebrate her releasing her book and have her tell us a little about it and try out this live stream Zoom thing. So feel free to try and do comments in the live stream on Zoom, and feel free to drop in on the Zoom, or excuse me, the live streams on YouTube and the Zooms. See, the nice thing about the live stream is I can't correct my mistakes. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Paul.
I didn't realize I was going to talk that much.
Well, thank you. And thanks for introducing me and for having this spontaneous live stream. I'm really excited. I'm appreciating the support and the opportunity to do this. I haven't tried a live stream before either. So excited.
So tell us a little. So you're releasing your book. You must be excited, nervous, all of that sort of thing. What's today been like so far? What do you know about your book, or do you want to talk about your book first? How
Well,
do you feel? Just go with
that's
how
a
you feel.
lot of questions, Paul, a lot of questions. So I'm going to start
Question
off with
again.
how do I feel today? I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning,
Oh,
like a kid at Christmas or on their birthday. It's the day. The book is here and it's coming out, and people are going to actually have it. And so I'm very excited today. I'm a little tired. It's been a long journey. It's been,
yeah.
you know,
How long did it take you to get here?
I think it's been at least 3 years.
Mm,
Of course, with stops and starts and different things that have happened during that process, including life and having lots of different things go on. Gosh, and I had someone who was helping me with editing and that kind of thing, and things happened in her life. And so she had to
right.
say, can't be there, and I needed to find new help. And then my mom came to live with me, and she had a tough year, and so I had to put a few things on hold. So it's been a real stop and go journey, and it was always percolating, like, oh, there's this beautiful thing that I want to bring forward. And
Cool.
you know, it I like to
So
share.
before you say anything else, I just want to say you've already got some people here welcoming you. Shelly Wilner is hello from Los Angeles and sending some applauses. And
Yay.
Gayla is also saying hello from Evergreen.
Hi,
So
Gayla.
welcome to you guys on the live stream, and thanks for showing up.
Yeah, thanks. I can't remember the other
And now I
question.
interrupted you.
Yeah, that's okay.
So it's been a long journey. You've been walking through the steps of
Mhm.
creating the book. It's taken about 3 years.
Yeah,
Um, and I
something.
hear some like ups and downs, like that you were on a bit of a wave during this. And
Mhm.
um, my understanding is, and you can say more about this, but the book is like 365 days of like daily check-ins, daily meditations, daily poems. Yeah, like
Yeah,
what's
yeah, let
the
me share.
what's the structure of what you're presenting here?
Yeah, so I want to just say a little bit about how it came to be,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that will lead us into the structure. So it students were asking me for ways to remember NVC. They'd come to a training, a workshop, or even be involved, over some period of time, and they'd be saying things like, "Oh, I'm having a hard time remembering to bring it up every day and to use it every day. What could I do? Do you have something?" And boy, somebody said that to me one day, and I just went, bing, 365 days is what we need. Something to help people keep it top of mind every day, something to focus on. So that's really what prompted it, that people wanted a way to remember and to use it. And so I initially
And
started
to integrate it. Like,
yeah,
it
and to
sounds like to
integrate.
integrate it, yeah.
So
Practice is such a big part of it. So the idea of
Mhm.
reminding every day makes a lot of sense.
Exactly. And when I first started writing it, the intention was, oh, I'm going to just do this as a kind of a support for people who've taken a course. And then someone who was supporting me said, what about people who don't know anything about NVC yet? They would probably want to, know about this and have something to work with. And so I added in a whole introductory section on the basics of nonviolent communication, so that someone who has never met nonviolent communication before could actually
Right.
pick this book up and start to work with it. So there's the intro, the basics, and then comes the daily practices, which build something really small, a concept, an element of NVC, an assumption or a principle. And then it builds each day throughout the whole year.
So what's like the beginning? Like where are you starting at that, like kind of
I think the first one is around observations.
okay.
Yeah. So just, kind of just saying, okay, walk around in your day and notice, what do you see? What do you hear? What are the facts? I'm just going to turn to that first page and just see. I think the first one is so very simple.
It's like a mantra, just
Yeah.
something to repeat kind of during the day as a reminder.
Yeah. The first one is curiosity about facts. It says, be curious. What is actually happening? Notice and name the facts in situations that arise. Be curious without jumping to conclusions or making assumptions, and just name the facts of what you see or hear. And then, the next day will be something, here we had curiosity about feelings. So we kind of progress introducing the different elements of the model, and then over time, deepening each one of those, as well as bringing in many different ways to apply them for things like self-confidence or honest expression or self-empathy, or how to empathize with someone when you're triggered and you're upset by what they're saying.
Right.
Things like, managing conflict, anxiety, dialogue, emotions, and your needs, making clear requests.
That's stuff I need to do. Requests is my biggest challenge, I think. So that's a good one, certainly. So is it like there's a section that's about like the basic model, or is the basic model like built in, or how does the flow? It sounds like.
Yeah, thank you. So there's a section at the beginning with the basic introduction to the model and the different elements. And then there are some references in the back of the book for feelings and needs, which you can use throughout your daily practices. So there's a little bit of resource material there. It's a brief introduction. And of course, I point people toward Marshall Rosenberg's book, Nonviolent Communication, A Language of Life, and also to come and take a workshop to really, get in and deepen and practice with people. So you can do that with me, and you can do that through Rocky Mountain Compassionate Communication Network. We have lots of events through our community. So yeah.
Wait, I mean, RMCCN runs foundation classes. You run your own foundations classes. We've got advanced classes. You've got like a year-long program. There's all kinds of things going on. I mean, as one of our local practitioners, and I haven't gotten certified and everything, you are one of the more active folks in town, or in the Rocky Mountain area, I think.
Well, it's my full-time work. This is my career. I'm fully dedicated to it and passionate about it. And this is how I serve life and how life serves me as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a practice for every day. And the invitation is, there's a lot of sort of inquiry, internal looking and noticing, and then you take it to the next step where you stretch a little bit and try something in terms of communicating with someone else in your world, in your relationships. So bit by bit, we internalize something and then express it, take it out, practice it, skills practices, and always the suggestion to write about it. get a journal, and take it through the year so that you see where you start. You have the deepening of integration that happens when you write about something, or get colors and crayons and markers and do art about it, and just capture your experience as you go through the year.
So you'll end up not just with having learned, but maybe some record of the fact that you've done your work over the time.
Yeah. And I think that really helps the integration, that we're not just thinking about something, we think about it, we feel it, we experience it, and then we do something, and then we integrate it by processing it, putting words to it, sharing about it in a journal or with someone that we care about, or including our friends.
How big a part of the practice and learning is integration in your world?
I think it's a daily, how big a part is daily integration? Say it again.
Just like this integration, this idea of like, I certainly do a lot of nonviolent communication, but the idea that I'm like, I don't journal as much, although usually when I'm in something big, that's when I'll do the journaling part.
Yeah, so I think the journaling, not everybody loves to journal. It's an option and a suggestion. And I think it does help integrate, because just the way the brain works, by engaging all the senses and, the writing and the looking and the thinking and all of those pieces, and especially if you use color and other expressions, or even poetry, or however you like to express yourself.
Yeah, you've included some poems
Yeah,
in the book, I think, too, as well, right?
I have included poems, which I'd love to share one. And I have also included stories from people who've taken courses and been deeply impacted by nonviolent communication. So the book is interspersed with poetry and some of these sort of testimonial stories, just to keep you inspired throughout your year of practice.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, I'd love to hear one of the poems.
Yeah, so this is called Speak from the Heart. And I'll share that I started writing this poetry, I think it was 2007. I had this kind of like big opening experience, and poetry just started coming out. I was actually at an NVC retreat, and we always had these no need for talent nights on the last night of the retreat.
Right.
And I thought, I want to be part of that, but I don't have anything. And I ended up just picking up a pen and paper, and 2 poems flowed right out. And I was like, oh, all right. I could write NVC poems. That would be really fun. I could share them in workshops, which I do. And I also thought, why limit it? And so I started just letting whatever poems, come. So it's been a lot of fun. I have quite a few poems, and here's one that's called Speak from the Heart. If someone or something is bothering you, why not try to express what is true? You're feeling frustrated, annoyed, or dejected, because whatever it is ain't what you expected. You'd like something different, but it's not what's there. There are unmet needs you'd like to get clear. Inquiring within, you may find a surprise. It's all right here. I tell you no lies. Whether it's honesty, love, or inspiration, you can find it right here, not just out there in creation. Just take a few moments. Rest simply inside. You can feel the essence of the need that's alive. Because it's alive, you could welcome it here. Feel its fullness and grace. It's inside, not just near. You can bathe in its beauty and feel its caress with acceptance and love. It's all here. Just say yes. Then, when you speak what you long to say, it comes from fullness, not pushing others away. You can share what is difficult right from your heart. With compassion and care, you can get a start. Bring understanding and peace to all in your life. Move together through conflict, struggle, and strife. Touch what matters to all humankind. Speak from your heart and not only the mind.
Yeah, I can see that definitely putting an orientation on my day.
Yeah.
The thing that comes across, would you like a reflection?
Yeah, sure. Mhm.
The I feel like the word that comes across is embodied. Like, I feel like it's an embodiment of the of just, what you're saying and what you're in and all of that. I feel like I can feel it viscerally as the
Mm.
words flow over me. So that's really beautiful.
I love that it landed in you that way.
Yeah,
I think it captures the essence of the beauty of needs
yeah,
and that kind of concept of the needs are unique energies of life that we can tap into. And when we tap into those within ourselves, we can, we can embody them, as you said. And
sure.
then we're speaking from fullness instead of lack and demand, like, I need this and you need to give it to me to make me happy. And, that kind of energy that we can get caught up in.
Mhm.
And when we tap into, gosh, there's this beautiful quality of life that I love. And I sit with it and I let myself go, wow, this is something wonderful. And I fill up with it. And I go, you know what? I really like to have this in this relationship or this interaction or this situation. And now I come and I speak from that appreciation, that beauty, and that fullness. And when I'm asking people for something, it becomes an invitation to join me in the expression of this wonderful quality of life.
So many needs in there. Fullness really lands, like embodiment and examples and not getting stuck, uh, getting out of your head.
Mm.
That's yeah, it feels really sweet. And you embody things in a way that is coming out, I think, in your writing. And it's beautiful that you're presenting all of that in a book. And it's I'm imagining a joy in me of just having that kind of a thing available each day to just go, oh, hey, here's a new one today.
Mhm.
Um, uh, or maybe, maybe one day you're like, I'm gonna skip a couple days ahead. I need a little extra today. So there's always that.
There is that.
We got a couple of comments here on the
Oh,
YouTube, so I want to throw those out there real quick. I don't know what they are yet, so that they may be readable or not. Gayla says, one thing I learned this week with Kathy is that I can make 2 requests during an exchange if I want, like a connecting request to see if I make sense.
yes, thank you. Yes, we spent some days together this week. We had 5 days of live compassion moments where we started the day with 15 minutes of focus on compassion and different aspects of NVC. And then we did 3 days of workshops. And I loved having you there, Gayla. Thank you. And yeah, one of the things we talked about was requests, accessing compassion through making requests instead of demands. And really starting that compassion, how we access the compassion is by creating the understanding between us when
Sure.
we're, I share something that's important to me, and then I ask for that reflection. Gosh, I'm wondering, would you mind telling me what you understood? I want to make sure I've expressed clearly or come across the way I intended. Would you mind just sharing with me what you got? And then I can trust that that person understands, and they're not going to go having a reaction based on some misunderstanding or an assumption. And so we start with that first piece of clarity, and then we get another piece of clarity when I say, well, and how is it for you to hear that? Or what comes up for you around that?
Right.
And we go back and forth and back and forth. And eventually we get to, well, what do we want to do about it? But, is there some action we want to take?
Yeah. But that first step is so important because from my perspective, the needs and hearing people deeply and sort of getting their world lets us get to those solutions that aren't as accessible before we do that extra piece.
Yeah, sometimes we show up thinking, I want this, and would you please do this? And when we really sit down and explore the feelings and needs, we often deepen, like you said. We didn't have access to it in the first place. And as we explore, we find out, oh, it's really about something else than I realized. And not only that, I want to include you and your needs in this request that I'm going to make.
Right. So I think we lost Jennifer was going to join us here in the Zoom, and I think she disappeared. She probably did. We didn't pick her up quick enough. I didn't want to interrupt you, but if Jennifer, if you want to try and get back in, if you can, then that would be cool. We'd love to have you join us here in the Zoom part so that you can be fully available. I got a couple other little things I want to read here from the chat. Hello from Kansas. It's Lori. Congratulations, Kathy. And Shelley is saying the rhyming nature of the poem felt centering.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for that.
And
hi,
Gayla,
Lori.
and Gayla put up a smiley face with a hand, which I think is appreciation or saying hi. I don't know. I'm not so good with emojis. I don't ever know what they mean.
Well, Lori, it's so good to have you here. Thank you. And it was Sherry who made the comment about the rhyming. Did I get that right? Yeah.
Shelley made the comment about the rhyme.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it and found it centering.
So what's alive for you moving forward with the book and so forth? You got another thing coming up tonight. You got a
Yes, thank you. Yes, I have a celebration, the launch, the book release celebration, and everyone is welcome to join in for that. And you can go to www.livecompassionbook.com and find the event there and follow the link and just sign up for that to get the URL. And we'll be celebrating, I'll share again about the book, how it came to be. I'll share a couple of readings out of it, and I'll have one of the guests that will be there this evening has been a student, and he was a contributor of one of the stories that is in the book, and he's going to share his story, which is, to me, it's just so powerful that he and his wife moved through the crisis of the Marshall Fire down in the Boulder area and used NVC to get through a lot of that. So I'm excited for him to share. And we'll do some compassionate connection and some breakouts, have some NVC interaction for some fun.
How would people get a hold of that if they want to join that, or is that open?
It's open, and you need to kind of go and register to get the link. Okay. So it's www.livecompassionbook.com.
Okay, and I just put that in the chat on YouTube.
Yeah. And so on that page, there's a link with the event. So that's tonight. We'll celebrate, have appreciations, acknowledgments, some fun, some warm community time. And I'd just love to have people come and celebrate with me. It would be really great.
Sure.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to, I'm sorry to keep saying, but I don't have the details worked out yet. But this being a year-long experience for people who purchase the book, I want to also offer some point of community contact or something that we can do together over the course of a year, and have people join a group and be part of that, and engage on some regular basis where I can offer some sessions and that kind of thing. So sign up on my website to be in touch, and then that way you can get updated about all of those upcoming opportunities. Yeah.
I'm going to pick one of your sections. I think this is accurate. And I'm just going to read it. Compassion heals. See, I'm still getting used to this live stream.
What number is it?
I think 174.
Okay.
And yeah, I think this will work. Recall a time when you were going through a hard time and someone showed you kindness. Focus on the feeling and the energy that you experienced in receiving that kindness and care. Where do you experience this in your body? What sensations are present? What emotions do you experience in the presence of this compassionate kindness? Nice. I can feel myself dropping in, and feeling my heart as I
Yeah.
read that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So that's one day in that focus on compassion and just tapping into, well, what is compassion, by remembering a time like that and sensing into it. And then in following days, you'll have the opportunity to do things like, okay, so now what would it be like to extend that energy of compassion to someone in your world today? And, go out in your world and see how you might be able to live into that experience and expand it.
Right.
Yeah.
So to reach out and yeah, expand it outside yourself so that you're not
Mhm.
just celebrating your work as you go in your own self, but in with others,
Yes. Yes.
meeting needs for community and connection.
Mhm. Yeah. And I think that's, such a big part of NVC, and a big part of what's in this book is the self-awareness, the self-empathy as the foundation. And so there is quite a bit of attention given to that, because that is the grounding that we need to have that sense of clarity, calmness, self-responsibility, so that when we do step into our world, into our relationships, we bring that centeredness, we bring that clarity, we bring our curious, open hearts and minds into our interactions. So all of those elements are included in the book, like building that foundation, that rootedness, and then saying, okay, now how can I extend that out into conversation, into relationships, in my personal life, in my work life? How can I integrate and live that compassion every day?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Well, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm curious about the stories as well. I don't
Oh,
know that we need to go into a whole story at the moment, but just yeah, like what's the distribution of different kinds of things? It just sounds like it's a how did you decide on like the flow from day to day? Like because I bet, I mean, even if you just threw together and you said, okay, I got 365 days, how in the world would you decide to put them in the right order?
hours and hours and hours and hours of deciding and looking at and reading and rereading and saying, okay, what fits where, and how can I build this concept and then build it a little more, build it a little more. And so just trying to find a way where it feels easy to digest a little at a time, and then deepen and have a progressive type of experience where you can get something and feel confident that you've gotten it, and then take another step that's a little bigger. So I think that's how I mostly decided, to create a progression, although some of the topics are sort of, a little over here, a little over there. Um,
Probably a little
you've got honest
divine
expression.
intervention in it. Just,
Yeah.
just let it come from your heart and you just like, nah, that feels right there.
Yeah, there's a flow to it. And I tried to put things that made sense, early on. So you have that as a foundation to build later when you do dialogue, or, to just make sense out of things was part of it. And then after I had all the 365 days, I went to my poetry and I said, okay, which poems would fit with these particular topics? And I tried to fit them into the spaces that fit with those topics over, that week or that
Right.
period of time. And then I reached out to some students and asked for some stories. And then again, I tried to intersperse those in a way that kind of fit in with the themes at the different points in the book.
Well, it sounds like there's like a learning or a goal or a mantra for each day. And then you're adding on these extra pieces, the stories and the poems and all of that. It's a
Yeah.
little extra spice, flavor, gift
Yeah. A little
for each one.
inspiration,
Oh, that feels
encouragement, that to see that other people have used this and found some very positive kinds
yeah.
of results, that kind of thing. I could share a story. Let me find one. Oh, here's one that I love. This is from Gwen Tenney, who has studied with me over several years and worked as a preschool teacher. So here's her story. It'll take a couple minutes. Is that okay?
That's fine with me. Sure, go.
It's called Coworker Connection. As far as I knew, everything was going smoothly at work. I was having my best school year ever. My students were learning, their parents were happy, and my teammates were talented professionals. Then my co-teacher told me she was resigning because she thought I believed she was a terrible teacher and that I didn't trust her. I looked at her with complete shock because I thought she was the most skilled teacher I had ever seen at our school. The powerful emotion of shock acted like a switch, turning on my NVC skills. First, I connected to my own feelings with a quick, centering breath of self-empathy. Then I listened more to the distressed person sitting in front of me, and I made empathy guesses. Are you frustrated and want your work to matter? Is your competence as a teacher important to you? Are you feeling disheartened and wanting more understanding and connection as a team? I learned that my co-teacher had been getting increasingly upset for months. Gradually, as she was feeling heard, she calmed down, and I started to really understand what was happening to her. After she finished talking, I asked if she wanted to hear what the school year had been like for me. I told her what was going on for me, and after being heard, she was able to listen to me and accept the reassurance that I was offering. Together, we were able to reevaluate our communication patterns and to identify ways to improve our relationship, starting with the strategy of more regular and transparent check-ins. Because of NVC, we were able to understand each other's perspective without blame and judgment, and then finish off the rest of the school year together, full of respect, collaboration, and understanding. I feel little chills in my body reading it. I almost feel teary. Yeah, thank you so much, Gwen, if you ever watch this recording here.
It's touching, and it's such a good, I can feel just it. It's so great when this stuff lands. And it's just something that just seems like, you could have passed right over all of that. Just being like, oh, I don't know what's going on then, So to like drop in and to feel some of her discomfort and to be able to meet her in that allows it to relax and open in a way that's just sweet, beautiful, beautiful comes to mind.
I mean, had she not had NVC or some set of communication skills like this, she could have gotten defensive and said, oh, I didn't think that. You're making up stories. What's the matter with you? Or, it could have gone a whole nother direction. She could have just ignored it and said, well, if that's what you think, boy, are you out of tune. See you later. You should quit. I mean, it could be really bad.
Yeah, it can always go different ways.
Yeah.
Gayla says, beautiful example of what could easily happen without getting clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. If you guys on the YouTube have any questions here or any things you want to throw out there, feel free.
Yeah, that'd be great to have a few questions.
Yeah, I just want to say, I guess I just want to say in appreciation and so forth of you, Kathy, is just, I've known you for a long time, and we've interacted lots of times, and I just appreciate your level of skill and your knowledge and your heart in all of this stuff, and it's exciting to be able to give you a platform to kind of express and spread your wings a little more. I mean, you've been doing so much for so long, and I wish a lot of folks that were doing NVC stuff were getting massive amounts of work and all of that sort of thing. And I want this community and the work to grow, and I appreciate what you're offering to the community to do all of that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Paul. And thank you for, yeah, just that sweet appreciation really touches my heart. And having been in this community of RMCCN and known you and all the folks involved there for so many years, it feels like home. And I'm really appreciating your support. You've really been here this week, coming to events and just interacting with folks and offering me ideas and this opportunity to live stream today. It just, wow, it's fun, it's exciting, and yes, it's an opportunity for us to really bring more compassionate communication to the world and hopefully touch new folks and re-inspire some people who might already be familiar and keep growing the community.
Sure. Well, thanks everybody for certainly for joining us. All the folks that joined us on the YouTube. We've got, oh, did I look like you said something, but then, oh, never mind. I was sorry, my screens. I'm getting used to this live stream thing. I just want to say we got a few people. Oh, we have somebody going to join us. Hang on. Susan
Yay.
Jennings is going to join us. One moment in our Zoom.
Did you end up with some questions or?
Well, no, I don't think I have any questions from there, but Susan's here. So we'll see if she shows up. Susan, you're online and live. So you should unmute.
You should
No,
unmute.
you need to
Can hear you.
unmute so we can hear you say, what are you doing putting me live? You have to, I can't unmute you. You have to unmute yourself.
Aw,
Hi, Susan.
you're live, and Kathy's like, "Well, what is happening?"
Kathy's releasing a book today.
I know that, but is this a hangout where you just stay on live and see if somebody pops in?
This is a podcast, live YouTube live stream, Zoom sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Welcome.
So,
yeah, it was
welcome.
very spontaneous.
Do you have anything you could share about Kathy, or that you'd like to say to Kathy in celebration or acknowledgement of her and her book?
Um,
On the spot.
I don't. Whatever. I don't feel any pressure. We're just you may not have known you were going to be on live. So
I didn't.
Ah.
I just came on to celebrate you, Kathy. That's what's important to me to say. I'm so excited about your book and the work you've done. And I'll share with you that in a practice group today, someone shared your day number 37 natural giving reading, and we had a great conversation about it. I mean, people were really involved, and yeah, so it stimulated learning and discussion, and I'm just here to say hi and celebrate you and to express my gratitude.
Thank you so much, Susan. I'm so glad you popped in to share the celebration. And I'm really enjoying the fact that the practice group took one of the readings and used it as a springboard for some discussion and practice today.
Yeah.
And gosh, I really hope that this book gets utilized in that way as well. That'll be just lovely. I'm excited and inspired to hear that that's already happening.
Good.
That really excited me, actually. I mean, I did a class on starting a practice group 3 months ago or so, and oh my gosh, this is that's a great idea for this to be a resource for that. Even if it's just from the perspective of, hey, I don't, it takes a lot to run a practice group and to get things going and so forth. So if you have something, you can just go, all right, let's just grab a day and we'll talk about that. And that gives us something to center on for the practice group and so forth. That's a huge value.
Yeah.
That's really, really nice. And for it to be centered in the NVC consciousness and heart, that's really beautiful. So thank you, Susan, for sharing that.
You're welcome.
That I feel giddy and excited. It's like, oh, that's perfect. I love that. So
well, and I'll share that the first line of the reading says, spend some time today noticing your desire to contribute to others.
Mm. Mm.
And Paul, that's how I experience what you're doing right now, and supporting Kathy with this. and how I experienced Kathy in her work, just wanting to give to others. So
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, even if it's just for a moment, and and exposing yourself to our little live stream. We don't have a lot of people signed up, but you know, we're getting up into the digits. So that's good. And for something that we did last minute, but this is the kind of thing I'd like to share with community. So Susan is also a part of our RMCCN community, and she was on the board for a long time. And she's been such a value and gift for us in the organization as well. So since I'm doing this to build community, I also want everybody to meet Susan, know Susan, that if they don't already.
Yeah, and I want to appreciate you, Susan, for your friendship and your support over the years, and how you have shown up for me. I mean, I remember during COVID, and you and David bringing me delivering food at like, oh my God, you're just so precious to me. And you are living compassion. You are the living expression of compassion, and your work with children and embodying NVC. So thank you.
Oh, I so appreciate hearing that and receiving for a little bit.
Isn't it fun?
Heck yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I send you both my love. I'm going to get back to some things that are really important to me right now, other things. And I love you both.
Yeah,
and I
love you too.
Love our community. And I love your book, Kathy. I'm so excited. I ordered it today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I look forward to receiving it and diving in.
Bless you both.
Bless you. Thank you.
Dear
Bye,
friends.
Susan. Thanks. So a couple more things here from the chat. We've got a beautiful example of what could easily happen. No, I already read that one. Oh, somebody says, I hope I can get my book signed. So just know that your signature is now a thing that you are gonna want to get out there.
Yes, and I just myself ordered a box of books so that people that actually want to do it that way, they can reach out to me, individually, and I can send you the book. I can autograph it and send you a message. I don't have all the details set up in terms of like order the book from me directly online. I don't have that figured out yet, but I'll have the books in a week or so, and then email me and let me know, and we'll work it out.
Yeah, sounds great. Let's see here. We have a Christina saying, I hate that I have to look away to see the chat. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But we have a Christina that's saying, I'm so thankful to get to see you and to hear about your book. I'm a past student who quickly learned to pay attention to your wisdom. Now you have a book with daily doses. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Christina. I wish I could see your face, and I can't, but I'm just delighted that you're here. You're able to join us, and so glad that you appreciate the work. So thank you, Christina.
Well, this has been really beautiful. Thank you, Kathy, for getting together and sharing. Today was an experiment for me on some level, because I've wanted to get out there and bring together not just our RMCCN community, but just general NVC community and, all that sort of thing. So it's been a gift to celebrate with you in community and for you personally.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you so much for sharing so much of yourself in your heart in the book and with us today.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much for this opportunity and for being spontaneous together and for all the beautiful support of extending this beautiful work out to the world. And yeah, it's been really fun. I've enjoyed it. And for being spontaneous and last minute, I say, yeah, who?
Right on. Well, it was sort of just, I was like, oh, you're releasing a book. We should have done this. We've had other people release books, and I was like, Yeah. So I was like, I spent the whole day trying to figure out how to get all this done. So it's all good. And I'm glad I'm glad that it's worked out. So I'll just throw out a few things out here. RMCCN.org is the Rocky Mountain Compassionate Communication Network website. If you want to come out and see us, we've got the YouTube channel as well, which we don't do a lot with so far, but we're hopefully going to ramp that up a little. Kathy's book is livecompassionbook.com, www.livecompassionbook.com. So if you want to look at her book and reach out, and then you also have your compassionworks.com.
Communication Works.
Communication Works.
Yeah, let me I have a Communication Works YouTube channel where I do post quite a few videos and learning opportunities. So Communication Works YouTube. And I also have my just general website, which you'll get access to when you go to that book page. But the website for Communication Works is nvctrainingsource.com. nvctrainingsource.com.
Okay.
So I'd love
to. And your YouTube channel was
Communication Works. I don't know, like, know the address. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll try it now, and I'll see if I can add it to the description in the live stream after we're done.
Yeah. And on my website, you can download a free booklet. If you're new to this work, you can get an introductory booklet there, and lots of opportunities. I have a video page, and you can learn some things and just have fun. And I look forward to connecting with you all. Thank you again, Paul.
Sounds good. And I guess we're done.
See you tonight at the celebration.
Yes, enjoy tonight. I won't be able to make the celebration tonight, but I'm so looking forward to hearing how it went. And thanks for sharing some time. And we will let you go for the moment. And
thank you.
Welcome, community. And we're out. I'll catch you later.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.